Yeah, this video is about tennis fans. Like, as far as I have noticed, a lot of tennis fans clearly are disrespectful towards tennis players, calling tennis players cheaters or or uh, or in any other terrible ways, like clowns or whatever, or babies. It's simply rude and disrespectful towards tennis players. Yes, when they lose, they or when their match isn't going their way, they can be a bit too emotional and stuff, but they still are actually working so hard to entertain us, and they don't think that they deserve such hate, such criticism, and such negativity from tennis fans, no matter what. And I want for all of you guys, tennis fans, really, before you actually start criticizing any tennis players, and before you start calling any tennis player cheater or baby or overgrown loser or whatever, first try to put yourself into those tennis players' shoes. And you try to actually not get injured, not insulting any umpire, or not get nervous in any official professional match. You try it. I would like you to actually try it out. You clearly are quite often misjudging tennis players. You tennis fans clearly are dumb. You lack the ability of analyzing this situation. First, how would you actually act if you were in their place? How would you act? It would be easy for you to say that you would act differently, but in reality, you most likely would act differently, As a matter of fact, you've acted the same way. And that is the truth. That is the truth. You can actually lie. But you would act calmly in those situations. But if you were in that situation, in those tennis players' place, you'd act exactly how those tennis players actually act. And especially you, SofaScore tennis community, I have noticed that you are especially rude, calling tennis players bitches and all of the other sorts of insults, calling also tennis players clowns and idiots and weaklings. Yes, I also use the same app, and for me it's very disgusting to read your stupid messages, to read your stupid and rude comments. You stupid SofaScore tennis community, man up! Stop insulting tennis players just because you don't like them. If you don't like those tennis players, then fuck off! Then don't watch! Then don't use SofaScore when your hated tennis player is actually playing, understood? Actually, I just want to enjoy watching tennis match on SofaScore. But you're not letting me with your stupid insults. So how about you are actually gone? How about you are actually gone and not use SofaScore? Simply disgusting to read your pathetic comments. And you actually putting clown faces by describing tennis players. If you don't like those tennis players, then don't watch their matches. That's actually so simple. It's as simple as that. Don't watch their matches. Don't. Just don't. You stupid SofaScore community. If I was a SofaScore moderator, I would immediately ban you for the first clown face you'd use to describe a tennis player. I would ban you. Because that's disrespect towards tennis players. That's clear disrespect. And you, SportsCenters.com losers, also learn some respect towards tennis players. It's clear that you tennis fans only love their winning. As soon as they lose, you start insulting. You're calling tennis players terrible, and that's it. You only love their winning. That's not how a like towards tennis players looks like. You simply like when they win. When they win, then you oh, they are good, I like them. But when they lose, you are actually saying, just how bad tennis player is. Tennis player cheated, tennis player. Tennis player is the worst in the world. But that's how it is. This is actually truth about you, tennis fans. It is actually truth. You like their winning. You like their winning. As soon as they lose, you are insulting. Especially you, Flash Score, tennis. Especially you, Soft Score, tennis community. Especially you. It especially applies to you. You are arrogant, stupid, pathetic, idiotic, and of course, tennis players disrespecting idiots. That's who you are. Sorry, but it is actually truth. You act like a small babies. It's not tennis players who act like babies, it's you. Because you complain about every little thing that tennis players are actually doing. It's you, tennis fans, who are actually small babies. Your behavior is like small babies. You complain about every little thing. And that's how babies are actually doing. You are very childish. Grow up. But you also, thank goodness, at least YouTube tennis community is actually at least somewhat normal. And yeah, Twitter tennis community is actually normal. But even on Twitter, I sometimes read absolutely disgusting messages from some tennis fans. But not always. For most of cases, the Twitter tennis community is actually the best, the most polite. Although YouTube tennis community is also quite polite, also quite normal. But the worst is actually SofaScore tennis community. Absolutely disgusting. That tennis community is disgusting. Soon as the tennis match actually starts, haters are there and start writing their their hateful comments. Laughing faces about tennis players and starts laughing about tennis players, insulting them, attacking tennis players, verbally, and abusing free speech. Which is absolutely disgusting. That SofaScore tennis community is for most cases very, very low. At least, but also on YouTube, tennis community, I have actually catched some lowlifes, some idiots who actually insult tennis players, attack them verbally, and criticize them for no reason whatsoever. I would like those idiots to actually be in the tennis player's shoes and to feel, for them to see how they feel like when they are insulted or whatever, or that pressure, or that mental pressure which tennis players have actually to go through. It's simply it's just how it is. Only rare tennis player, only rare tennis fan really have the real liking towards tennis players. About 85 to 90% of tennis fans only like winning of tennis players. But that's just how it is. That's just simply how it is. For a lot of tennis players, it's like that. As soon as tennis player wins, then oh, tennis player is good, tennis player is so good. But when they lose, starts from those same tennis fans, insults and hate. Which is just what liking towards tennis player winning looks like. Most of the tennis fans are like that. Tennis fans who really like tennis players, they wouldn't actually mind tennis player losing or actually having like some bad day or whatever. It's perfectly normal for a tennis player to have a bad day. So stop insulting tennis players just because they're actually like being angry at 3-3s or whatever, because they might just simply have a bad day. And it's normal. So stop. So stop your baseless whining, you tennis fans, and grow up. I want you to grow up. And that's it.